Alex Coffey, Instructional Technology Coach for Bamberg School District 1. In this video, I'm going to be covering Outlook 2010, specifically contacts. I'm going to cover the basics fairly quickly, and then I'm going to be getting into some other features that you may not realize exist or that you've had questions about. So let's go ahead and get started. Outlook 2010 is what we use in Bamberg School District 1, and you already have all the contact information you need for teachers in the district, administrators, students, and whenever you're doing work-related email, you need to use those email addresses. You may have a student who says, I never check my school email. Will you send me an email to my personal email? Try never to do that unless there is a legitimate reason the email server is down or something. You never want to email a student's personal account, both for your own protection and for our network's protection. We have filters, but outside email accounts tend to get hit with more viruses and things as well. So always use those email accounts. But for parents, they're not going to have email accounts within our district, so you're going to have to email their personal accounts. So what you'll need to do is open up Outlook 2010, and remember, when you're at work at your workstation, use the program Outlook 2010. Don't go to the district website to get your email. You don't have as many features, and it's slower. It takes up bandwidth, a lot more bandwidth than using Outlook. So always use the program, and you just go to the Start menu, find Microsoft Office and open Outlook, or you can even pin it to your taskbar. So again, I know I'm going through this fairly quickly, but hopefully you were able to attend some training on this, and I also had some handouts that hopefully will be helpful. So let's get started. You have parents, and in this case you see I have some parents already listed, and in order to know if somebody's a parent or not, I'm going to get into that, but I did the search. I didn't want to show personal information of real people, so I've created this little fake group. And to do this, all I did was I came up here, and for some reason it's not wanting to work, so let's do this. Okay, there we go. Maybe now. There we go. I came up here to New Contact. I've got a few new buttons on here. I like it. And I click on that, and I just fill in the information. So name, I think it's 4 comma fake. Sorry about that. Got an email. And if you have a lot of information, feel free to fill this in, because once you've entered it in, it's going to be in your account indefinitely. So if it's, let's say, a teacher at another district or a professional organization, fill in as much information as you want to here. If it's a parent, they may have only given you an email address and a phone number, or either or. Put the information that you have, and you can leave the rest blank. So I'm going to say fake name 4, and I actually have a reason for that. It's an email address, no spaces, at fake.com, and we'll just put in a fake phone number here, and that will work. So that's all the information I have on this parent. Now, for most of you at this point, you would go ahead and click Save and Close. But I like to add departments or offices, whatever information, whichever category you want to use. I use departments. So in order to find the department section, you come up here to Details, and in Department I put Parent. And if it's a parent, and it doesn't have to be capital, but I'm going to make it one. If it's a parent, whenever I'm looking for parents, if this information has been filled in, and don't go back and forth between parent and parents, make sure it's always the same. I always use parent, singular. When I do a search for parent, it will bring up all my parents for that search. So now I'm going to save and close, and notice I'm already in my search, and there comes fake name 4, the one I just created. Now notice I do have a fake name 3, but I don't have any information, and I did that on purpose to show you something. And in this case, I've already created a group. I'm going to delete the group and start from scratch. The reason you want to create a group is right now I only have 4 names, so it's not hard to send an email to 4 people. But when I'm working with parents, If it's a classroom full of parents, I might have 40 email addresses. If it's a whole grade full of parents, it may be 400 email addresses that I need to send, say, a class email update, a new class email newsletter, information about an upcoming field trip, whatever. It's a great way to get that information out very quickly. So I would want to create a new contact group. That way I don't have to every single time add every single parent. By doing a contact group, all I have to do is say, okay, parent, we'll call it parent email list. Easy enough. You can call it whatever you want to as long as it's easy for you to understand. And next we're going to add members. So I'm going to click on add members, and it's going to give me a choice. If I don't have the person's contact information in, I have to do a new email contact. Hopefully that won't be the case for you. Where it says from address book, if I click on this, it is going to have all of our information, and I may blur some of it out, but you'll notice here I've got student, and I've also got, here's a teacher title. So with that being said, I've got that kind of information. I know who I'm sending the email to, but this is everyone in our district, and I can go down and find them. So if it's someone in our district, you don't have to worry about it. You know it's in there. But if it's from our Outlook contacts, those are the ones that we just created, those parents. And again, have to blur some of this out, I'm sorry. Now, if you'll notice, let me come in here real quick. If you notice right up here, by default, we're on name only, and it lists all the names of individuals within our contacts. And if they're bold and it has this icon, then it means the two-person icon, that means it's a group. So you notice I use groups quite a bit to email different people. But then with more columns, this gives us the opportunity to do a search. So let me come in here and do more columns, and now I can search for fake. Now I could search, before I do that, let me show you if I did a search for parent. The search for parent does not work here because it's only searching within the names. So that's not going to work. So you do have to have some information. You could either do it name only, go down your list and find the people, or you could just search for the name and find them that way. Now you'll notice I have fake name 1, fake name 2, and fake name 4. But in my contacts, I do have a fake name 3. The reason it's not showing up is because I did not put that email information in there. So if you haven't put the information for email in a contact when you create it, it's not going to allow you to add it to the group. It has to have an email. Now, I could go through and I could double click each one, or I could, so if I click one, double click it, it comes down here, or I could come down here and click members and add it, or like I said, with large groups, you may want to say, okay, I've got 30 in a row that are parents. Click on the first one you want, hold the shift key, and then click the last one you want, and it will highlight all of them. Click on members, and there you go. It adds them all. And it doesn't matter if there's 3 or 300. And I'm going to click OK. And now I've got my list of emails, and I'm going to save and close. And in just a second, it should, there we go, populate the parent email group. Now, if I go to contacts, click on the group, I have the option to email them. Okay, that's one way to do this. Don't want to save either one of those. But if I'm in my email account and I want to do a new email, and I'm going to start with the wrong way to do it, I start typing out the name of that group, that contact list, parent email list, and I click on it. There we go. That's all it's going to show. If you click this little plus sign beside it, it will ask if you want to expand it, and it will show you all the names that are in there. And I do this for a real reason, a real purpose. I want to show you these names. If you use the to column to send an email to parents, you are giving away personal information to everyone who receives that email. So if Johnny's dad has an email here, and this is Susie's mom. Now Johnny's dad has Susie's mom's, email address. She might not want him to have it. To fix that problem, when you're sending group emails, never send group emails in the to column. Even if it's within district, it's just a better practice to use this BCC button, this BCC section, to send your group emails, even if it's in district, because when you're going through the email, instead of having to scroll down 4 pages past all the email addresses, you go straight to the message. It hides everyone else's emails address but yours. So by having BCC on, I can do that. Now, if BCC isn't showing up, and this is blind carbon copy, if that's not showing up, you need to come to options and make sure your BCC tab is clicked. And again, this is inside an email, options, BCC. Now, if I send this out, yes, I do want to expand it. Johnny's dad can't get Susie's mom's email address. He'll see his, fake name 1 will see fake name 1, and that's all they'll see. Fake name 2 will only see that. Whereas if I put it in the to column, everybody's going to see everyone else's email. So that's one I have to stress, because we don't want to give away personal information. That's, again, just not something we want to do. So, and then you could fill out the email just like normal, give it a topic, a subject, and a body, and then you're good. Yeah. Now we're getting into some of the features that you might not have known existed or you've had questions about. 3 of them that I'm going to cover, there are more, but 3 of them that I want to cover is forwarding a contact, sharing a contact, sharing all contacts basically, and mail merge. These